Okay, everybody, are you ready for this? Because I don't know if I am. It's so freaking sick. But let's sit back and relax just a moment and try to gain a perspective on this. Honestly, sometimes things just blow my mind when they're just so deeply in your freaking face. What am I talking about? Well, how about this? Global bond yields just over the past like 48 hours. Some miracle is happening and it continues. So we have an environment. Let's put this part together first and let's just stash it right here. We have global bond yields dropping precipitously in an environment where the Federal Reserve is raising rates. Oh, what an interesting paradigm. Well, what else would you expect here? So let's put a little more perspective on this just real quick. All right. As I said, we have a situation here which just happened by some miracle. How about no? You and I knew it was going to happen. All right, we talked about this. We had global bonds selling off for weeks. We were watching rates higher, 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 higher. MMRI higher, higher, higher. Crosses about 250. Then all of a sudden we get this event, this rally here in global bonds. Gotta own that debt. We gotta own that debt. Only one entity on this planet is buying it, people, and it's the central banks. This market is so fake. It is so rigged to the highest order that anyone can possibly imagine, and even beyond that, that it's just completely freaking mind-blowing. And we did hear from the Federal Reserve today, their minutes from the last meeting, which we're going to cover in just a little bit. But let's stick to the situation here. So, interesting paradigm here, right? Fed's raising rates aggressively. So is the European Central Bank, other central banks around the world, because they're very serious. They're really serious about combating inflation. Meanwhile, it continues to rise. Out of their own mouth today from the Federal Reserve, yes, inflation is continuing to rise. It's unacceptable how high it is, and it will remain that way for the foreseeable future. That was really what was in the Fed minutes today. And again, like I said, we'll cover that more moving forward. So this interesting paradox, okay, this interesting paradox we have with some kind of a rally here in global debt, global bond yields dropping here, but central banks are raising rates. Very interesting. You know what this is, people? It's fakery to the highest order, and the lies and the tales and the distractions and the deceptions are getting even bigger. What do we know is going on right now? Central banks are inflating. They're inflating, and they're going to continue to inflate until our eyeballs pop out of our freaking heads here. The pressure on the middle class is not going to stop. It's going to increase exponentially as the economy continues to slow down at the hands, the bloody hands, literally, of central banks. And that was another admission today out of the minutes. Like I said, we'll cover that. But going back to this market, the phenomenon seems to be occurring that you and I, again, talked about right here. The illusion of stability. The illusion of stability in the debt market is now maybe making its way into the freaks that participate, like myself, in this Wall Street game. And it seems like a green light is being flashed at the market, courtesy of central banks around the world, Federal Reserve buying all the debt right now to, again, maintain that illusion of stability in the debt market. Okay, who's buying? You know who's buying this debt. It's not me, it's not you, it's nobody else, it's central banks. But you're never going to hear that from CNBC, Bloomberg, Fox Business. There's just no way that one of those commentators is going to say, hold on a minute, there's an interesting paradox going on here. We're in an environment where central banks are raising rates aggressively, but let's see, bond yields are dropping. How does that work? Duh. Anyway, stocks did finish higher on the back of this. Gold and silver mixed. Silver took a hit. Not much. Gold put on a gain. Crypto's doing okay. Bitcoin doing okay today. Crude oil was the bastard child of the market today. Definitely underperforming on, the prospect. How about the promise that the global economy is going to continue to free fall at the will of central banks? And you know this is true. U.S. dollar relative strength did turn around and drop. MMRI, Mannarino Market Risk Indicator, has fallen. We seem to have a new red line in the sand. All right, you and I, have been acutely aware that 300, right when we crossed into 300, into extreme risk, central banks took action last time. This time, it seems to be 250. So 250 on the MMRI seems to be the new red line in the sand. And as you can see, what central banks are doing right freaking now. So what else is going on? I got 2 pages of stuff I want to cover with you. I don't know if I'm going to get to it all, but let's try. Before we talk about the Fed minutes, let's talk about some economic news that we got. Mortgage applications are now at their lowest level in 27 years, nearly 3 decades. New applications dropped 22%. This is historic. We've never seen this before. U.S. consumers have now burned through, according to a survey, all of their stimmy checks. Lovely. Okay, expect another one because it's coming here. Auto sales crater over 8%. Let me see here. Let's talk about this. This is pretty staggering. Now, most of you know PIMCO, the largest bond fund investment house on the face of the earth here, lost $6.5 trillion in bond investments in 2022. Now, this market has been ugly for everybody this year, okay, period. That's just, unfortunately, the way it's been going. But I said recently that bond investors have gotten, destroyed. How about PIMCO? 6.5 trillion with a T. That's pretty insane. Now, let's cover the Fed minutes here. And I really hope I'm not going to have a meltdown. So the Fed minutes start off with this. Prepare your duh, or maybe 2 duh. All right. Inflation still unexpectedly high. Duh. So are you trying to tell me, anybody out here, that we need the freak show Federal Reserve to tell us that inflation remains unexpectedly high and it's not stopping? So you mean transitory and temporary? All that was bullshit? Where's the accountability? Let me ask you seriously. We've covered this before, but I want you to really see Greg Mannarino here, he's not too bright. So I want you to tell Greg Mannarino why still there is not a shred, not even a single shred of accountability here. What happened to transitory? What happened to temporary? It still remains unimaginably freaking high, despite the fact that the Fed's been raising rates along with the European Central Bank and everybody else, and that's really going to stop inflation. How about it hasn't worked? It's not going to work, and it was never meant to work, and you knew this since day one because we talked about it right here. I'll tell you, imagine just for a nanosecond if they would post this video on CNBC. We would change the world. We would change the world with one video. I'm telling you the truth. Also, economic activity is going to progress well below trend. How does that work? How does something progress below trend? Oh, how about it doesn't work? What they're trying to tell you is the economy is going to continue to shrink. Not just that. The Federal Reserve is expecting a few other things to happen. Expect housing prices to fall further from where we are now, or farther. Expect higher unemployment. Expect no rate cuts in 2023. And do expect the global economy, as a matter of fact, to continue to slow down. Imagine my shock. What are central banks doing? They're killing demand. They're killing demand by killing consumers. You see, they can't let you know that. They have to crush the consumer, but at the same time offer them higher credit lines. People, I'm hearing from hundreds, maybe even thousands of you, okay? My email box every day lights up like you can't, like the stars at night here, okay? We're seeing a phenomenon occur. People are getting crushed trying to support themselves. Meanwhile, central banks going out of their way to crush these people, meanwhile offering them a higher credit line so they can become slaves to the system. Don't you understand? It's a game. Ninja loans, no income, no assets, no job. Bank of America, like I said yesterday, just call Bank of America. Tell them you identify as a poor black minority, okay? And you're going to get whatever you freaking want, no matter what you actually are, okay? Because today you're allowed to identify with whatever you want to be. Tell them you identify as a cockroach or something. Maybe that'll work too. I don't know. And then you've got these, credit card companies more than happy to increase people's credit lines because they know they're going to swipe and swipe and swipe because they burned through their freaking stimmy checks. Don't you see? This is a setup on a grand scale. A setup on a grand scale beyond anyone's wildest freaking dreams, people. And like I said, do you expect, honestly, anything here to get any better? Really, do you? I want to hear from you. Greg Mannarino's question of the day. Do you expect this to get any better moving forward, or do you expect the pressure to get greater and greater and greater as central banks continue to destroy you? I'm telling you, people, I don't know another way to tell you this. If you are a member of the middle class, you're done. They're targeting you. You're a bug getting crushed. And they can continue to do it because what are they doing? They're killing demand. How do they kill demand? By crushing the consumer with more and more weight and debt upon their shoulders. This is what this is all about. I hope you get it. I really, really, really do, people. Anyway, I covered most of what I wanted to cover here today. And I hope I'm getting through to you out here. I really do. And I need all of you to get this out there. Let people understand what's going on, please. I don't know another way to put this. We got to get the message out. People are being slaughtered. They're being led to the slaughter by the throat. And that grip on their throat is getting even tighter and tighter and tighter as it cuts off their air supply. We haven't seen anything yet, people. Nothing at all. All right, so with that said, people, what are we going to do about it? We're going to continue to bet against the debt, become our own central bank, hold hard assets here. Gold and silver, I still believe commodities are going to skyrocket at one point when the debt market melts down, going to kill global equity markets, and cash is just going to move into real things, and commodities are real tangible things. You understand? I think you do. I really hope you do. This guy here loves you a lot. I want to hear from you, and I promise to read the comments as I always do. I will see all of you in the morning, and, well, that's all.